Broadway's back. The Grammys are amazing. My daughter's going to be an Annie. Let's talk about music and why it's so amazing and so great for your brain. Hi, Dr. Holly here. I love me some music. I was a theater kid in high school. I was a dance minor in college. I love the arts. They are amazing, fabulous. Honestly, they're what makes us human, right? It's part of why I do integrative medicine and do integrative psychiatry is because I believe it's more than just picking up a pill beside your bedside and taking it every day to help you feel your best self and be your best self. It's also about how you engage with people around you and how you fill the needs of your spirit and soul. And to me, music is where it's at. We were blessed to see one of our favorites, Jon Batiste, win so many Grammys recently. And this just reminds us of the value of music. I mean, this is a big part of New Orleans culture, right? It's why we love living here. I remember when I first visited New Orleans back, well, I moved here in 2000, so it was probably 1999. When I first visited here, considering it for residency, I walked on Royal Street and there was someone playing the trumpet. And I knew this was a place I needed to be. Whatever I was studying, I didn't care. I just needed me to be here in that scene, hearing that music. My first real concert, if you will, was just in Maple Street, listening to Maple Leaf. Sorry, listening to the all that brass and all that New Orleans music and just dancing up a storm. So I love me some dancing, as I said, but music in itself is just super great for your brain. Whether you be actually in musical theater and singing or playing an instrument, or whether you're just jamming out in your car, which, hello, I also am known to do if my kids aren't looking because they tell me to stop. So why is music so great? What is it that it does for us? Well, so many things. As adults, it helps with our heart health, believe it or not. It fills our soul, but it fills our physical heart as well. It lowers our blood pressure. It seems to increase the ability of the heart to create that blood flow and to pump more effectively. They found with studies, believe it or not. So it lowers our likelihood of stroke and heart disease and what have you. So heart healthy, love it, engage in it. Also, it helps with where I kind of spend a lot of my time looking at mood and brain health. It increases dopamine, which is that reward factor, that chemical that increases when we engage in things that maybe we shouldn't, that are super pleasurable. But music is something that we can engage in and gain pleasure without any of the negative side effects of some of the other things like drinking and drugging and all the other things that can also increase dopamine. So super good. Also, dopamine is going to increase our motivation, increase our energy, increase our mood. So all of these things are great, and music plays a big part in this. It's also known to lower that cortisol, that stress hormone. So if we're stressed out, this is part of why we dance it out, right? Or even just listening to music in our car if we've had a bad day. It can change your mood. It can lower your stress, help you feel more relaxed, ready to go home and leave everything else behind if you had one of those days. It's also actually been found to help with memory when we're looking at brain health. So when we're looking at our folks with dementia or with traumatic brain injury, using music can help us have memories that maybe we've lost track of. If you hear your prom theme, you're right back there with all the zits on your face and that poofy outfit. And okay, that's but music has memories associated with it, right? That's why some songs you can listen to and some songs you'd rather not listen to. Well, it's the same when folks are having memory concerns with things like dementia. We use that a lot in kind of helping their brain keep up with those memories. And music therapy itself, creating music, playing music, can also be used for brain health. We use that a lot with our traumatic brain injury folks. We use it with our veterans with traumatic brain injury and with our athletes. Music therapy is a huge part of that. And yeah, get me in a drum circle and I'm happy as a clam. It also decreases your pain. So that same group often has a lot of pain complaints, but engaging in music therapy or any kind of music experience also can lower your perception of pain and increase your tolerance of chronic pain. It's Believe it or not, if you have some nice relaxing music on when you're eating, it helps you slow your eating. So that's going to aid with digestion and actually, in all likelihood, make it so you're eating less because you're more likely to notice when you're full, unlike when we're just kind of sitting there eating and not paying attention to what we're doing. Music helps us slow everything down. And then, of course, if you're one that goes and works out, having that jam on can also help with your motivation and help with exercise. So it can do all the things. I mean, it's magic, dude. It's magic. For our children, music education, like what my daughter has been doing at her school, she's blessed with an amazing music teacher who I can't say enough about, and an amazing piano teacher. Those folks help her with having, like, it increases her math skills because of counting, getting aware of beats, but also it increases language. It's really interesting how the arts and music specifically can help your brain form new pathways and increase remember that neuroplasticity where you're making the new connections in your brain and finding new ways of thinking. That helps with language development. So that's why we get those little babies into that music when you're either watching those shows on TV or at daycare or in a music group, if you're blessed enough to find one locally, which I encourage you to look for. It also helps with confidence. If they're engaging in any type of music activity at school and learning to sing, learning to play that recorder, learning to drum a beat on the pots and pans in the kitchen, that helps kids gain confidence because they are realizing their ability to interact with the world and create new things. Music is so accessible to all of us because you literally can just find something and start making a beat. You don't have to own that fabulous, amazing instrument. If you're blessed enough to have one, all the better, but you can make music with whatever's around you. And I love that about it. It's so accessible. I mean, if you have your voice, you can make music there. If you are able to just pound on yourself, your heartbeat is creating a beat that will help, that you can base a music experience off of if you so choose. Lastly, something that people don't realize that music does. It's something that all the arts really do if you engage in them, and some other activities as well, is that it helps us create a flow state. So what is flow? Flow is when your brain has just enough of challenge in front of it to meet your abilities. So it's that happy little space of you're just challenged enough to be engaged, not overly challenged so you get anxious, and not under challenged so you're bored, but just right there in the middle. And that space is called flow. And when we've studied what happens in flow, physically, you kind of lose sense of time. You lose sense of needing, your body functions. You are just in the moment. What's that sound like? It's like mindfulness. And interestingly enough, that's what your brain looks like. Your brain creates the same type of wave pattern as it does in mindfulness. And remember, with mindfulness, that's when your brain is able to heal. That's when your brain is able to break down all those toxins and any type of products in it that it needs to release to allow it to heal, create the neurotransmitters that you need to feel good, and just be your best self. So flow is an amazing state. So, an example of it, this, as I said, my daughter's about to be an Annie. They've been practicing for months. They know all the things. They definitely like it here. They're all, there's nothing better than being fully dressed with a smile. They're doing all the things. Believe me, I've been hearing it. And all the singing, all the choreography, all of the music engagement, they've been practicing. Well, as soon as those lights go on opening night, they're not going to be worrying about those practices. They're not going to be worried about if they needed to go potty first because they were nervous. They're going to be in that moment doing what they've been practicing. Their body's going to remember all movements. Their voice is fully engaged, and it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see these kids when they're done, because they're going to have that sparkle in their eyes that we all know from theater, and they're going to be amazing superstars and live their best lives. And then they're going to get the bug. So this is what happens when we engage in things like music. We get fully in that flow state and we fall in love with it. So find your joy, whether it be music, whether it be art, dance, sports, whatever it may be that helps you get into that flow state, because I guarantee you, your day is going to just be that much better. So go jam, get in your car, turn it up, have some jamming, turn that day around. If you're not having a good one, go ahead and turn on the radio now, or just sing a song. I guarantee you someone's going to join in with you. I love you guys. Reach out to me if you need anything, darawellnessnola.com. Even if you just want to have a jam session,